So we have seen Tmax last time, but let's give it another try. So Tmax, Tmax has a prefix key, which is by default Control B. And then we use another character for the command. For example, Control B and C is used to create another window on the Tmax. So I'm typing now Control B and C, and now I'm on another window, as it is seen here. This is the first window. This is the second one. Let me know if you have any problems, Tony, with this, because you had some problems last time with Control B key. If it works.
Yes, I have still to go to open the shell.
Okay.
Okay. You just go on.
No problem. I can wait. And now to create another window, Control B, and then C, Control B and then C to create another window.
Control B and C.
Yes.
Yes. Now I have on the bottom line I have 1 bash and 2 bash.
Okay. And now to go to the next window, Control B, and then N.
And then N.
Yes, for next window.
Okay. Control B and N. Yes.
Oops.
Let me try once again. Control B N. Control B N. Yes. Control B N.
Oh, okay. And also Control B and then P is for previous. If you have 3 or more windows, yes.
Okay. Control B previous. Yes.
Okay, and also you can write Control B and then 0 or Control B and 1, which is the number of the window here.
Yes. Control B and 0. Control B and 1. Okay. Yeah. It's clear now. The problem was for me the understanding of the words.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Now we can continue with other commands. So to detach from this Tmax, we can type Control B and D for detach. Control B and then D.
Control B and then D.
Yeah.
Control B, D. Okay.
D. And it should say detached from session something. So
detached from session 0.
Okay. Now we can write Tmax and ls to see the sessions that are available, that are running, Tmax sessions that are running.
Yes, 3 windows created.
Okay, and then Tmax and A for attach, and we are going to attach to the first session, session 0.
So I write Tmax and A.
Yes.
And now the asterisk on the bottom line.
Yes.
If
Now you have joined the session that you were using previously. So this is useful, for example, if we are working on the server and then we want to log out and then come back and continue the work. We can have the Windows, the shell as it is right now. For example, I'm detaching right now. Control B and D. I am detaching, and now I'm exiting. Exit from the shell. I lost the connection, disconnected. I go to home, and then I connect again. Now I'm log in to the server again. And then I type tmax and A, and here I am back at the same where I left working. This is also useful in case we lose the connection with the server. If the internet connection is interrupted, then we are disconnected from the server. However, if we are using tmax, the commands that we were working on would still be working. If we did not use tmax, then the command will be interrupted. Because the connection is interrupted, we log out from the shell, and then the connection is interrupted. But because we are using tmax, then the things that we were working on are still working. So this is a very useful command for working on a remote server on a shell with SSH. So SSH to connect, and then tmax to open a session, and then it will keep the commands that we are writing. And another okay, let me go to this window. Another way of working with tmax is to split the window in panes. For example, Control B, and this double quote will split it horizontally, like this.
Okay.
And then Control B and O will switch to the other pane. So this is other. Go to the other pane.
Yes.
And then I can close this pane with exit. If I exit, then the pane is closed. One of the panes is closed.
Okay.
And instead of splitting it horizontally, we can split it vertically with Control B and %.
Okay.
And again, Control B and O will switch the pane.
Okay.
Now let's try again. I'm going to use these two panes because in this pane I want to work in this shell, in the local shell, and on the other pane I want to log into the remote server. And we can log into the remote server with SSH. And then my user is Dashamir. Your user is Tony at 10.10. 10.92.186.141.
Oh, maybe better the numbers. My screen is not very good. If you could write the numbers, the IP address in the chat.
Okay, I'm writing it on the chat. 10.92.186.141. And your username is Tony.
Okay.
And your password should be your email address.
Always the same, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm coming. Ten 92.186.141.
Oh.
No, it does not react. I had to Control C, and now I write again.
SSH.
I write SSH Tony at 10.92.168.141.
186. Sorry, maybe I've written 186.
Okay, 186.141. Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I have my password. Okay, it works.
And now we can use the netcat command again, because now here we are on the remote server, and here we can call it localhost. So we are working on two different servers, and we can start listening. For example, netcat listen to the port 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example. So we are listening on this port on the remote server.
Yes.
And
minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Okay. No.
Maybe you should use another number, because I'm listening to this port, and maybe you should listen to another port.
Okay.
Or let me say like this. I'm listening to the port. You listen to the port 2222, something like this. Another port 52s, for example.
Okay, I'm listening to 4 times 2.
Okay, because I'm not sure if it can work with the same port, if we can use both the same port at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, and now I will switch to the other pane with okay.
Now I'm NC minus L 2222.
Enter. Press enter. Now I press Control B and then O to switch to the other pane. Control B and then O, and now I'm on the other shell. Did you get to the other cell, Tony? Now I'm using the command nc and then the server address.
Perhaps the port number has to have 5 numbers, or should 4 numbers be okay?
Maybe 4 numbers are okay. It is better to use a big number, but maybe 4 numbers are okay.
Now I can't hear you.
Probably it is okay.
I cannot hear you anymore.
Let me. Do you hear me now? Sorry.
Oh, what happens? I cannot hear you anymore. I'll go out and come back.
Okay, make a refresh.
Hello? No,
I hear you, Tony.
Cannot hear you.
I can hear you, Tony.
Aye.
Tony, you can refresh the.
Oh,
Okay.
it's very stressing today. I'm sorry. Perhaps I'm not woken up completely.
Okay. So now you can hear me. We can continue. So
Yes.
I am on the first tab now, and now I'm connecting to the server netcat 10.92.186.145, and I'm using the other port that the same port that I am using on the other pane. You should use the one with 4 tools that you use.
Yes.
The other pane.
10.92.186.141.
And then the port space.
And then a port, yes.
Mm-hmm. And press enter. Now, if I type something on this window and then I press enter, it appears on the other side of the netcat connection on the server. Do you get the same thing?
No. Just I go Control O. No, because on the other window, I still have NC L2222.
Yes.
Wow. So, oh, yes, it works.
Okay. So
Yes.
if you type something on the left side,
It works.
If you type something
It
on the
works.
left side, it should appear on the side. Now I press
Okay.
Control B. I press Control B and O to go to the other window. And if I type something here,
sorry, I think that the port 2222 is breaking the voice connection. Okay. I'll come back with other port number. Hello.
okay, Tony. Okay.
No.
Did you try it? Did you try it again, or you will try it later? Maybe.
I'll try it later. I'll try it later. Okay.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay. So I press Control C to cancel this NC connection on the left side, and then Control B and O to go to the other pane, and then Control C to cancel this one as well.
Okay.
And now I go to the server side with Control D and O and exit.
Yes.
And I think this is about the Tmax. So we saw Control B and C in order to create a new window. Control B and N to go to the next window. Control B and P to go to the previous window. Control B and number 0 or 1 or 2 to go to the window with this number. The numbers are here at the bottom. So this is window number 0, and the other one is window number 1. Then we can split the window horizontally with Control B and double quote. We can split the window vertically with Control B and percentage sign. And if we have several panes, we can go to the other pane with Control B and O, and we can circulate among the panes. Control B and O, other. And we can use Control B and D for detach, so that we can detach from this tmux session. And then we write tmux and A for attach, so that we can attach to an existing session. So I get back at the same state where I was before. If I don't type attach, Control B and D, I detach. If I just type tmux, not A, it is going to create another tmux session. So this is another tmux session. So it is important to type. So if I type tmux and ls, I see that there are two sessions. One of them has session 0 is 2 windows, and session 1 is just one window. And if I think if I use attach, it is going to attach to the first session. No, it is attaching to the last one. I can exit from this session, exit, and then tmux ls. Now there is only this session, and if I type tmux a, I will attach to this session. Now I'm going to close the panes and the windows, exit. And I'm out of tmux. Now we will continue with the command ssh. So ssh and then username, Dashamir in my case, and then the server IP 10.92.186.141, and I can log in with this ssh command. But it is also possible to write a command like, for example, who am I? So it is just going to execute this command and exit immediately. So if I write SSH and then username at server IP and then a command, it is going to execute this command on the remote server and just exit. So let me try it. I press enter. It is asking for the password. Wrong password. So it is executing the command who am I, and it is giving this result. This is who am I on the remote server, because on this server I am another user. I have another username. Or I can execute, for example, the command lsal on the remote server. And this is the content of the directory on the remote server, because this command is being executed on the remote server, not on the local shell, on the shell that I am working right now, because on this shell there is another content of the directory. And if I type, for example, ls star dot okay, ls just ls star. Now I'm going to get something strange here. It is saying no such file or directory. So let me try it again. Clear, and then I'm typing the command ls star. So I want to execute this command on the remote server, ls star, but it is giving me some strange results. Okay. So it is giving me some strange result. No such file or directory, no such file or directory, no such file or directory. Why does this thing happen? It happens because this star is being expanded by the local shell, and the local shell is going to replace it with the names of the files in the current directory, in the local directory. So what is executed on the remote server is like ls test1, test2, test dir, etc., which are the names of the files in the local directory. and there are no such files on the remote directory. So this is why we get such error messages, cannot access no such file directly, etc. To do it correctly, we have to enclose the command in quotation, in quote marks, in single quotes. So now I'm writing SSH and then username and at server IP, and then the command enclose it in single quotes. And this command now is going to be executed on the remote server. And actually, there are no files. It is empty on the remote server, but I can say .star, for example, because there are these hidden files, .bash history, .bash logout, etc. on the remote server. So far, we are using a password to connect to the remote server, and typing the password each time that we want to connect is tedious. It is possible to use a public-private key to connect to the remote account, to the account on the remote server. And first of all, we have to generate a pair of public and private keys. And we can generate them with the command SSH keygen. So with the command SSH keygen, we can generate a pair of public and private keys. So that we can access the remote account without a password. So let me try to generate these keys. SSH, the type of key, let's say it is DCA. So there are a couple of types. We can look at them at the help of the command. But for this time, let's use this one, ACDCA, and I press enter, generating public-private ECDCA DSA key pair. Enter file in which to save the key. I want to save it on the file key1, for example. Enter passphrase. Now I'm going to use an empty passphrase, no passphrase. Just press enter because I don't want to type passphrases to access the key. And if I see in the current directory, I have this key1, which is the private key, and the key1.pub, which is the public key. Now the public key will be placed on the remote server. I'm going to transfer the public key to the remote server. Let me check. No. key1.pub. So the public key looks something like this. So this is the public key, and the private key is this one. Now, in order to transfer this public key to the server, I can use the command SSH copy ID, because this is called identity file. The public and private keys are called identity files. So SSH copy ID, and then the identity file that is going to be copied is key1.pub, the public key, and I want to copy it to the account -amir at the server 10.92.186.141. So I'm going to copy this key to this remote account and press enter. It is asking still for my password of this account. And it is saying number of keys added 1. Now try to log in into the machine with SSH, okay, and check to make sure that only the keys you wanted were added. I can try to log in with SSH with the key SSH. Identity key is key 1, and then -amir at 10.92.186.141 and press enter. And what happens right now, I am logged into the remote server, but it did not ask me for a password because it used a key pair to identify me. So I'm giving this this private key, and it is matching it with the public key that is stored on this account. And since I am in this account, let's see where it is stored. The public key is stored in this .ssh directory. And actually, it is pasted into this file, authorized keys. So if I check the content of this file, .ssh, or let me write it like this: tilde.ssh authorized keys. It has this public key, which is the public key that we generated before. Now, if I exit, I am on the local account now, on the local shell. Cut key1.pub. It is easy to check that it is the same key. So this is this public key that we generated. It is stored on this file. .ssh authorized keys. Now I will put this private key. I'm going to place it on the directory .ssh. Let me check first if I have such a directory. .ssh. Yes, there is such a directory. Move key1.ssh in the directory SSH. So now it is in this file in the directory .ssh. So let me try to log in again with this private key. SSH identity key is .ssh key1, and then the server account and server -amir at 10.92.186.141, and again I can log in without password. So it is a big help to be able to. It is useful to be able to log in without password, but still it is difficult to remember the IP address of the server, the username, where is located the key file, etc. We can improve this by creating a config file for SSH. So I can create this file SSH, this file .ssh config. So this is a configuration file for the SSH command, and I'm creating it. I'm going to create a new entry on it. Host, let's call it server1. I can call it anything, but it doesn't matter. It is just the name of the remote server. And now host name. This can be the name of the remote server or the IP. In this case, we are using an IP. So I'm going to write the IP. Host name 10.92.186.141. And then the user, which is the remote account. In my case, it is Dashamil. In your case, it is your own username, Tony or Andrew or something else. And then I need to tell it also where is the identity file. Identity file. The identity file is located at .ssh on the home directory, because this is for the home directory. .ssh and then key1. So this is the identity file. Let me save this file and then exit. Control O, enter, Control X. Now I can use the name of the server to SSH. So I do SSH server1, just like this, and I'm able to log into the remote server. It did not ask me for the IP of the server or for the username on the remote server or for the identity key, because all of them are on the configuration file. So it can retrieve them from the configuration file. I'm on the remote server here. So on this configuration file, I'm telling that for server 1, use this IP, this username, this identity file to log in. And I can also tell the port if there is a port different from the standard port and other options. So I just type SSH and server 1. Server 1, and I am already logged into the remote server. This is very, very convenient. I can also execute a command. For example, who am I? SSH server 1, who am I? And this command is being executed on this server because on the local machine, my username is this one. It is different. Or I can SSH server 1 and then run this command, lsal, for example. So this is quite useful. Now now that we are able to log in without password with SSH, to use SSH to log in without password to this server, we can also see some other commands that are based on the SSH protocol. One of them is scp. This is like the command cp, copy, but it is called secure copy because it is using the SSH protocol to copy some file from the local account to the remote account. For example, let me create a test file here on the local machine. Touch foo.txt. Now I'm going to copy this file from my local account to the remote account, and I can use scp foo.txt and then server 1, just like this. So I'm copying this file to server 1, and after this semicolon, after this column, I can put the path of the remote directory, but in this case, I'm just leaving it empty so that it can copy it to the home directory for this remote account. So SSH server 1 ls here. So this is the directory listing on the remote server, and we see that here it is, the file that we copied to the remote server. Now I will create a test file on the remote server. SSH server 1. Run the command touch. So I'm executing this command on the remote server, on server 1. Let's list the content of the remote server again. Here we have it, bar.txt. Now we can copy this file from the remote server to the local account. So SCP, secure copy, server 1, bar.txt, and then copy it to the current directory. And here it is. So this makes it very easy to work between two accounts, a local account and a remote account. And secure copy is very easy. It is very easy to use secure copy to copy files from one server to another. Now let's see another command that can be used to copy files from one server to another. It is SFTP. FTP means file transfer protocol, and it is a protocol that has been used historically to copy files between servers. Now, SFTP is a file transfer protocol, but based on the SSH secure connection. And FTP is not encrypted by default, but SFTP is being funneled in the SSH protocol, and it makes an encrypted connection. So it is much better than FTP. So now I say SFTP and then server 1. And if I say server 1, it will get the configuration for server 1 from the SSH configuration. So now I am on the, it says connected to server 1, and I have an SFTP prompt here. I can do a listing with ls, and it is showing me that there are these two files on the server that I'm connected to. I can do an LLS. LLS is a local ls, and it is going ls on the local directory. So this is my local directory, and this is the content of the remote directory. ls, content of the remote directory. LLS, the content of the local directory. And I can copy a file from the remote directory to the local one with I think it is a get command. Get, for example, foo.txt, and it is copying it from the remote account to the local one. Or I can put a file from the local account to the remote server. For example, let me put this index.html. I say put index.html uploading index.html to home-amir index ls, and here it is. It has been uploaded. And there are other SFTP commands that can be used, and we can check them with the command help. So with the command help, we can see that we can use, for example, lcd, local change directory, to change the local directory, and l print working directory to print the local directory. For example, it shows in which directory we are at the local account. And pwd is to print the working directory on the remote account. On the remote account, we are on this location, on this directory. And also there are other similar commands, which are the usual commands that we use on the bash shell. We can exit from this SFTP program with the command exit. So SFTP is also very useful to transfer files from a local account to a remote account on a server, and vice versa, from the remote server to the local directory. Now, we have seen the command rsync before to copy or to synchronize to local directories, but rsync is very useful to synchronize to remote directories as well, a local directory and a directory on a remote server. And it is also using the SSH protocol to make the connection to the remote server. So it is also very useful to use it. For example, we have this directory testdir. Let's try to synchronize it with rsync with the remote server. So rsync, we use the option A for archive, so that it is going to preserve the ownership and permissions of the files, and also V for verbose. It is going to tell for each action that it does. For example, I'm copying this file, I'm copying this directory, and so on. And now the source directory is testdir. This is the source directory, and the destination is on the remote server, server 1. So I'm leaving empty the name of the directory so that it keeps the same directory name. So it says synchronize the directory testdir to the server 1. And again, this is from the configuration of the SSH. So on the SSH configuration, there are the details of the connection to the remote account on this server with this name, server 1. So let me press enter. Rsync command not found. So there is this command rsync in the local directory, but it is not present on the remote server. So let me install it. It has to be present on both servers. So SSH server 1, sudo. So I'm installing it on the remote server as well. It is already installed. And now let me try the rsync command again. So it is showing the files that are being copied to the remote directory. If I try it again, then no files are being sent, because it's sent incremental file list. It is sending only the files that have been changed, that are different from the remote version. And let us check that we actually, it is copied actually, SSH server 1. So we have this test dir on the remote server, lsal test dir, and there is one subdirectory. Okay, so it has been synchronized with the remote server. Now there is one topic that is a little bit advanced, but anyway, we can give it a try. And for this is about using copy on write file system. I will show an example of copy on write file system. It needs a virtual machine, and so I'm going to connect to the server 1 for this, to do this example, because this is running on a virtual machine, and this one is on a container. Now, copy on write file systems have some nice properties because it allows to copy files instantly. So let me try to show a diagram about how it works. So I will try to explain it first as a concept, if I am able to do it. So let me So a file in the disk is stored in blocks. So there is one block and another block of data and another block of data. So it is stored on chunks. And there is one main index that contains the addresses of these blocks where they are stored on the disk. And so if when we are accessing the file, it can go to the first block and then knows how to go to the second block, to the third block, and so on. When we make a copy of the file, so when we use the command cp, we use the command cp to make a copy of the file. Usually, we copy the table of contents or the index of the file, and we copy all the chunks as well. So this is what is being done usually. So this is copied to this one. This is copied to this one. This chunk is copied to this one. So all the content of the file is being copied. But with the copy on the right, so there are some file systems that have this feature, copy on write. With copy on write file systems, we don't have to copy all these blocks when we copy the file. So we don't copy them. We just copy the index, and the index is still pointing to the old blocks of content. So I made it kind of messy. So let me try it again. So this is the file, and these are the blocks of data. And when we copy the file, we copy just the index, and the blocks of data are still the same. So the new index is pointing to the old blocks of data. Now, for reading, this is fine. If we want to write something, for example, if we are modifying something on the file, and the block that will be modified is this one, then at this moment, the file system makes a copy, a new copy of this block, and then modifies the new copy. Does not modify the original block. If later we make some other modification, and then this block needs to be modified, then at this moment this block is cloned, is copied, and then we modify the new block, not the original one, the old one. And this is what makes this copy efficient, because at the time that we make the copy, it does not increase a lot the disk space. It does not double the disk space. And also the copy is very fast, because we just copy the indexes. If this file is big, for example, if this file is big, we don't have to copy all its content, all the content of the file. The copy is done instantly. So it is very fast, and it does not use a lot of space. So I'm going, I will try to demonstrate this. I'll try to demonstrate this feature with this example. So stop sharing, and then let me share the other screen. So first of all, I'll create a big file. Let me see how much free space I have. I have actually lots of free space, 62 gigabytes. So let me allocate. So file allocate with length 10 gigabyte. So I'm creating the file with this name, dashamir.image, with the length or size 10 gigabytes. So it has a size of 10 gigabytes. this allocate just reserves the space for this file. So that's why it works so fast. So it is reserving this much space from the file system and it is being allocated to this file. And now I'm going to use this as a virtual disk. That's why I'm taking so much space, because I want to use this file as a virtual disk. Now, in order to use it as a virtual disk, I need to create a loop device. And I can do it with the command loop setup f the command is this one with a single O. So this option -f finds an unused loop device, and this command loss setup needs to be executed as a super user. So that's why I'm prefixing the command with sudo. Now, with this command, loss setup the option A, I'm listing. The loop devices, and I see that the name of the loop device that is being used is this one, /dev/loop0, and it is for this for this file. So I'm going to use this one as the device in later commands. Now I'm going to format. I want to format this file with the XFS file system. XFS file system, because this is the file system that supports copy on write. And in order to do this, I need to install the XFS to install some additional tools. So I'm installing this package, XFS progs, because it has some tools that I need to create an XFS file system. Now I can use make file system, make file system.xfs, but I need to run it as root, I guess. Make file system.sfs. So this option -m reflinks equal to 1. I am enabling the reflinks. Reflinks are what make a copy on write copy, and then this is the label of the file system, and this is the disk. Actually, it is a file, but I'm using a loss setup. Or Let me try this. Okay, something is broken with this example, and we already have taken a long time. So we will continue it on the next. We will continue this example next time.